Tonight on CBC Vancouver News.
The guy cut in front of him and thrust a pole with sufficient force to go all the way through his skull and into his brain.
The father of a teen skier hurt on Grouse Mountain appeals for witnesses to come forward. Also,
Police say this man could be a key witness in a crash that left a 13-year-old Coquitlam girl dead. And
It only makes sense that for the new Coast Guard fleet, we're turning to workers here in Vancouver.
spending billions to shore up a rusting fleet.
This is CBC Vancouver News.
good evening. Was it a case of rage or just a mistake?
There's a call for witnesses tonight after some sort of conflict with two skiers on Grouse Mountain. It left a young boy with a traumatic brain injury.
The CBC's Tina Lovegreen is live at Grouse Mountain tonight. Tina, take us through what happened there.
Well, Mike, Anita, 13-year-old Max Kier was skiing on this mountain with his friend on March 30th. He says he was coming down the hill when he had to swerve to avoid hitting another skier. Now, he says that skier then hit him with a ski pole, causing a 3-centimeter deep puncture in his skull. Now, police don't know if it was intentional or not, but the damages have been devastating for Max's family, who are searching for answers.
And the CT scan revealed a bullet-sized hole in his skull.
David Kier's 13-year-old son spent 4 days in the intensive care unit.
So I saw the hole in his skull, and I saw the pool of blood in his brain. You freak out as a parent.
Max had saved up to buy a pass for spring break. When the incident happened, he was coming down the cut, a green ski run without a helmet.
As Max describes it, he was skiing, some other guy was skiing. They came together briefly. Max thought he was skiing erratically. He skied left. Next thing he knows, this guy was in front of him, and in Max's own words, he threw his pole at me.
He didn't know he was injured until he got down the hill. At that point, the person who allegedly threw the pole was nowhere to be seen. Max now has a traumatic brain injury and cognitive challenges that only allow him to go to school an hour or two a day.
So sure, as a parent, you're seeking justice? Absolutely you are.
Almost 3 weeks after the incident, police did ask for the public's help, but released few details and got few tips.
We try never to lose hope, but we're also realistic about not only the time delay, but also the nature of this incident.
They're hoping this new information will jog people's memory.
We do hope that there is some video evidence still out there from people who may have had GoPro cameras on their helmets. I know a lot of people do that, or from their mobile phones.
And as for Max, his dad says it will be at least 9 months until he can go back to playing sports, something the avid baseball player is looking forward to. Now, the man police are looking for was wearing a yellow ski jacket, and that's the only description they have of him. They're also looking to speak to a woman who helped Max with his injuries once he made it down the hill. And also, I should mention again that investigators are not saying whether this was intentional or not, and they won't say so until they get more information. Mike, Anita?
Tina Lovegreen live at Grouse Mountain. Tina, thank you.
A woman has been injured after she says she was pushed off a cliff and into a lake on the weekend. And now police are looking for witnesses. The 29-year-old claims that while hiking Sunday afternoon above Thetis Lake near Victoria, she came across a group of women who were drinking, and that when she looked down at the water, someone shoved her over the edge of the 40-foot drop.
It's quite unbelievable what happened to this lady.
I've lived here for 30 years. I've never seen anybody actually patrolling the trails.
Do you think that needs to change?
Yeah.
Anyone with information is asked to contact West Shore RCMP.
Well, there's a man who may be a key witness in a Coquitlam crash that killed a 13-year-old girl.
Happened in late March, but police are now releasing video hoping to identify him.
CBC Vancouver News at 11 host Dan Burrett joins us live now with more. Dan, who are police looking for?
He was driving a white SUV and stopped at Mariner Way and Riverside Crescent when that crash happened on March 25th, just before 3 p.m. Young student Deborah Seal was killed that day. Take a look at this short video that police have released. Now, you can see the white SUV circled on the lower left there, police think it's a Toyota RAV4 from 2016 to 2018. A man gets out. He's blocked briefly by that other man at the scene. Let's zoom in a little bit closer here. Once again, man gets out, and then eventually, once this other man passes through, it appears he picks something up on the road. Now, police want to speak with this man as they piece together that terrible scene from late March. Police say a gray Dodge Charger collided with a black BMW. That BMW's car spun out onto a traffic island, hitting several teens and children. 13